Yeah, bro, I'm just having. There we go.
Hey, Fede,
Ochi, hey. Ay, we need
mnandi man,
this
otherwise,
network. Makukren. Ke mnati. Ntse ke bua le sex, ke mtšhaela gore daring maybe uzwakale le continue le
no,
ko Bits
easy,
FM
easy,
is
dog.
also as well. Yeah, yeah.
A
A
re
re tla
shape ka
bua ka
side note,
yona he
yeah.
later maybe. But otherwise, we sharp. What's it? What's it?
Mfethu
What's it?
wabona,
What's it?
mfethu.
Mara,
You
we
can't
sharp.
even ask, like, mnandi.
Ah, easy. Kavoro cheats really.
Like,
Shall
cheese,
shall be
cozy,
cool.
like.
Relax. What's it? Rekafela, hey. But anyway, man, welcome to Hip Hop Nation TV, Africa. Man, I've been wanting to have you guys, and
Yeah,
I'm
my guy,
excited to
no,
have you today.
same
So yeah,
here, and all the best for this show, yeah. I suppose, yeah, for sure.
definitely, sure.
Going
Yeah,
on.
get manaka. But otherwise, man, for yeah, man, I just wanted to know, man, just for the youngsters, man, just please tell them about yourself, or who Banti Hanabe is, and how you started with this
Uh,
journey in hip hop.
Bantu Hanabe is myself, but the stage name that people know is Ntukza. And
Mm.
the journey started
Who's-
a very long time ago. I think when it started, Tupac was still alive at the time when I started everything. So, yeah, it's
Whoa,
2023 now, and I'm still at it. I'm still releasing music, and I'm still planning on releasing even more music.
yeah,
This year, definitely something is coming. But we'll speak about that.
for sure. So what was it that inspired you to join rap music?
Um, I think more than anything, the reason behind me becoming a rapper was just poetry. You know, everything started, with poetry, and yes, I picked it up while I was still in high school, and it was just, a thing of, a guy that I was uh, class with, and he was a rapper, and he used to rap a
Mm,
lot, and I just, couldn't help but give him an ear a lot of times, and the way that he used to put words together, and
mm,
I mean, but at the time, I
mm,
mean, the popular, kind of music that we used to play was kwaito. But this guy was already,
mm,
rapping, and me, he drew all my attention towards, the whole thing of poetry and putting words together. And I later on caught on
mm,
to
mm,
who I just spoke of now, like Tupac, and I caught on to people like Jay-Z, and got introduced to
mm,
quite a number of overseas artists. And I liked it, and I felt like this is something that I could
mm.
do. And yeah, this is where I am now.
Word, word. That's amazing. That's amazing. Because I mean, you guys at the time when you guys started like with hip hop, Mumzansi, there was a time it wasn't accepted, and there was that rejection from even from mostly people who listen to Kwaito. How was that like, and being able to be brave enough to
Yeah,
follow
that's a
this
very
this
good
this movement?
question. And you're touching on some really nice aspects of, the whole thing, how it started. You are correct in saying that it's
Yeah.
a popular thing, something that you could do and everybody likes. It was very new.
Yeah.
This, was like late 90s. Remember, we were in the Vaal. We lived in the Vaal, part of Gauteng,
Oh,
over in the south of
yeah.
Johannesburg, like far south of Johannesburg. So we're
Yeah.
very, hip hop was very scarce. Like we actually lived maybe about, just to approximate, I think about maybe 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers away from a guy that actually followed the hip hop movement, and he happened to also he lived in Everton, and we lived close to Orange Farm in a place called Palm Springs. This guy from Everton, or rather, let me say, like just Everton and Sebokeng, between there, he lived. That's where he lived. He had many cassette tapes of hip hop, so we would walk that 6 kilometers just to go and see if he's got something new. Because today things are so much easier, with technology and everything. So those days, to be able to get your hands on a hip hop record or something new that's been released, we had to go that far, go and put ourselves and get ourselves in tune with what's new. Those days was like so many, like underground stuff happening. I'm talking leaders of the new school. Like, it was just too much stuff going on at the time. I'm speaking the dog pound. Like, it was just too much stuff going on at the time. And, we would actually go just to get our hands on something new those days. And it was just a passion also, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. So you taking the craft serious, like into a career path. Did it start with you always like solo, or was it when the time you and your brother then Lily KO started the Teargas?
To answer that one, I think I'll just say that our paths in terms of following the hip hop movement have always been at similar times.
Yeah.
We would be at like similar places, because myself and my brother, we used to be sort of like a duo. So came in later, it was like the three of us, but we actually started everything almost similar times, but outside of South Africa, which is like Swaziland, at a younger age, that's where he is, in Swaziland, and I was raised in Johannesburg, in Soweto. So he would sometimes be a little bit behind on what's happening in terms of the hip hop thing that now we are starting to join and everything. And when he comes over, like for school holidays, and I'd fill him in on what's cutting and what's going on, and it was just all excitement and feeding off each other. And when we joined with KO, and that's how far things went, and we later on became a group.
For sure. I mean, like, because I remember when you guys started the Shubile Groove, I think was the first album, né? Yeah. That track, Another Chance, that was really inspiring, and that was like the time you guys came, like after Boscada Camp and stuff, and you guys like were winning like Metro FM and the Channel O Awards. Like, how was that experience?
It was really
like
very, very beautiful experiences that, really, if you look back at, you get like a good feeling, and you smile within yourself, and you think to yourself, I never really actually thought that, I'd take things as far as I have, to get on stage and be seen by like the whole country, receiving awards from something that we started as just the three of us. And, we had other guys that were rapping also, that did stuff in the game back then, like on the underground scene. But, we just happened to I don't know.
Mm.
I wouldn't really say the lucky ones, but I mean, we happen to be following the whole thing much more than them. And that's how things happened that, we ended up
Mm.
coming out as like, one of the nicest to do it at the time, when Squatter Camp, like you mentioned,
Mm.
Pitch Black,
Mm. Mm.
HP.
Yeah,
It was just like
definitely.
so many artists
Yeah.
that, like rap artists that already were doing stuff and have come in just at the time when like Squatter Camp, was like hot also. For us, it was just, a thing of feeling
Mm.
welcomed, and it was
Mm.
just a action for us also that, just look at how far we've come. And people like Squatter Camp
Mm.
also like
Mm.
had a hand in,
Mm.
having us a chance at being on stage. I remember we did a show, one of the first shows that we did with Squatter Camp that was initiated by Slaker and Sugar Smacks, Squatter Camp and Friends. Man, memories, man. It's like, yeah.
Big ups to them for sure. Because I mean, even though there was a track, you even did Liverpool Pro and WHP
Yeah,
being there, yo. I mean, that was something else. Like, cause all of you guys like were like heavy there
yeah.
on that track. I mean, what inspired you guys to actually come
Ah, man,
and
that's
how
like
did that
more
happen?
than like years ago. So 10 years ago. So I can't really put
Yeah,
together
yeah. I was such a
I can't
youngin,
really
so
like piece together, the experience such that, you get a clear picture of how it felt. But above all is, it was just beautiful times. And, um, when that song came about, we were all, really good friends, and we would be together at shows. And, most of the time that we were together that I can really remember, we used to laugh a lot. Like, we used to joke a lot, like WHP and Pro, we seem serious sometimes, when we come out and we're on TV and stuff and we're speaking about serious things and whatever. But we really, really like have fun when we, in public spaces together. WHP, though.
yeah, yeah. But how was that like? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, for sure, for sure. How was it like? I mean, like losing both of them, guys were very close and
Um, must have been around 2018 when we lost Pro, and then the following year, the very same year later, it was WHP. That was
mm, mm,
2018.
mm, mm,
The most stunning, news when I first found out about Pro, and it was almost unreal.
mm,
And when
mm,
I was
mm,
told, I was in bed and it was in the morning, and the whole incident had
mm,
actually unfolded the previous night. I remember just
mm,
getting up on the bed, and just wondering, like, really, did this really happen? Because I mean, we were really close friends, and I mean, that's like both of them actually, him and Pro and WHP. I was really very much close to.
mm,
I'm not sure about the other guys, but me personally, I was really close to them, such
mm,
that
mm,
we visited our houses. Like,
mm,
they came to my house, I went to their houses,
mm,
and
mm,
my kids played with
mm,
their kids, and
mm,
that's how personal things actually went beyond the music.
mm,
So
mm,
yeah.
mm. Wow, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, with all the successes
Yeah.
and everything that goes with it, now, do you think you guys being part of the group at the time, do you think there were any mistakes or regrets that you guys might have done, like business wise, like maybe that are very common that most hip hop groups do, and and what can other young people that are coming into the hip hop music industry as a group or even solo should be cautious of and maybe be able to change the cycle.
It definitely, will be a different case if it's other people, because I feel like with our situation, whatever that happened because we different relationship from everybody else. And I think that things and the events that unfolded, especially building towards the breakup of Teargas and after the breakup, you actually find that, there's a lot of unsaid things and, things that are hanging and, you just that to happen to the newer guys. You want the guys to at least see if they can sit through the issues and speak through the issues, without, just don't leave anything hanging. If there's an issue, just discuss it and be frank and be clear on your message with whatever that, or rather with your intentions of what you're trying to do. So I just feel that, there was a lot of things that were left hanging after the breakup, and I think that that's actually what got things where they got. But I mean, I can't say that I regret the decisions that I made, because that was all to protect my sanity and to protect my well-being, and I did whatever that it took at the time to come out, a better person out of the situation, instead of be a better person, of which I was better at the time that it happened. But I mean, from that, I've done a great job in just, living my life and just not taking things to heart and taking things too personal. And, I just treated things as business. And, sometimes business is business and you can't really, anybody's thinking about whatever that they want to do or whatever intentions that they have. I guess that on my side, I don't have any regrets. I don't know who thinks, but for me at this stage, I feel like, I did what's best for me.
It's interesting also when you say you did like just to protect your sanity, because like there's this huge statistic of entertainers and artists going through mental depression and attempting suicide. Do you think that maybe from a business side, like from corporations, record labels, and then also from the government with the departments of arts and culture, is there an effort that is being made to address the situations that artists go through in terms of depression or mental health?
The government is probably, doing something, but unfortunately, I'm not seeing it. And them being government, I mean, they preside over literally our lives. And, if they make a move about something, and if they feel that there's a lack or in a certain group of people, they need to make it visible and make it seen so that the kids can be able to join, those movements that are meant to help young artists and to help artists at large, because it's not only young artists that are experiencing things like mental health issues and what you just mentioned about depression, but it goes across all ages. And for instance, the scourge that we came from COVID, it really
Yeah.
it really messed up a whole lot of good business, and it messed up a whole lot of dreams of artists. Because if you remember very well, a fund that was meant to go to the artists, and those funds ended up disappearing in the hands of people that are always ahead of everyone in terms of applying for things if such opportunities arise. And you just never know, with government also, you don't know, because I mean, you've got other officials that are calling out other officials of corruption, and now you just got a situation of not knowing exactly who's who now. So it's really tricky with the government. I just feel that on that issue of them helping out with mental issues and issues of challenges that artists are facing, it's just a matter of them being visible. Visible in telling people to vaccinate and telling people to do that they're very visible. So I just feel that needs to also be an effort to look into, in terms of giving young kids a boost, because especially now with issues like young people getting into drugs, and it's so much easier for young kids that are, or rather for artists, who are so talented. It's so easy for their dreams to just dissipate or disappear and be eaten away by things like drugs. But if the government can try and how best they can themselves and be visible at it, don't just do things in the corners there, and the next thing you are in a newspaper that you were somewhere in Esho or in KZN helping kids there, but we only hear of it after it happened. And it's something that probably was done for like 10 kids there. And I mean, you've got a whole country, when you think of things, you've got to be a little bit more broader in your capacity of thinking. And the private sector, well, when you mention the private sector, the private sector is I don't know. The private sector just does things as a mandate that companies have. Companies have a mandate to do CSI, which is aimed at whatever that they are mandated being part of the economy. So they're not doing enough, and they are just so focused on many other things other than the arts. Like, they're not focused on the arts at all. And we've had kids get lost from whatever they are trying to do, whatever that their dreams are, they lost out on everything just from a mere fact that they just don't know where to go for help.
Wow. Because I saw one of the articles, like you were a lecturer in Kurulini. So how was that like? I mean, grooming the young people, into the arts and everything. Do you think there's more that the Department of Education needs to do in building the arts?
I think there's a lot to do in terms of that, and my view of the arts from everybody else, I just feel that the arts has a lot of power in just building the country. I mean, if you look at what we did in 2010, there's a lot of artistic work that was, work that was actually put towards, the opening of like the ceremonies and all that. All the art that was done was like imported art, and like it was just like companies from out there, outside, like outside the country, that were doing all that. And we barely have, organizations and companies that are just aimed at being from, an art background, really, to be able to align properly. Because my thing is that also, like, when I was a lecturer, I wasn't really lecturing the music. For me, it was just like visual arts. At the same time, go hand in hand. The music, like the arts, is just, an umbrella of everything colorful that that creatives have to offer the country. I just feel that, the government needs to do a little bit more. And, there's just a lot of territory that they can cover in terms of helping young artists.
Oh, amazing. So, I mean, after that, I mean, you did the solo album, right? So, like, how is that, like, transitioning from group to doing things on your own? Were there any challenges that you faced, like, from the business side or
Like
from the
I
music
face
side?
challenges. I face challenges all around. Like I face challenges, the creation of the music, now of the delivery and the production and everything. I'm just speaking just from a point of experience. I wasn't experienced at that time. If I look at the time that I first went solo and what I'm doing now currently, that's just two situations right there. So, there was just challenges everywhere, man. I mean, if you look at artists that break away from a group and they get a deal, like a record deal, which I also could have had. I also could have had a record deal. I think I had a couple of meetings. I wasn't really satisfied with the outcomes of the contract. Felt like I was gonna be compromised. I wouldn't be able to fly and spread my wings as I am now. My previous music, because sometimes artists' issues and there are instabilities in terms of like mentally, from such things that I've done so much, but I don't own it.
Yeah, true. Because I mean, yes, because I saw Lento Lena, one of 50 Cent's Shamani XL, was explaining about artists still not having their masters. You know what I'm saying? Like from even their first album. So I was wondering, like, in South Africa, what is the cause of that? Is it different from other artists as well? What could be the cause of artists still not owning their masters, yet they have like so many albums?
If you like, I'm not really that honestly, I'm not that clued up as to how many artists own their masters.
Yeah.
I assure you on is the fact that masters as an artist is amount. It's very important. You've got to own your masters. I understand that with the issue of record companies, that it comes with a whole lot of advantages, and you have a whole office that's just focused on your video. You've got a whole office that's just focused on got a whole quarter of like an office of about maybe 100 people. About you got like maybe 25 of those people just focused on putting your song on radio.
Yeah.
Which
True.
I never had,
Yeah.
when I started. I managed to get my songs on radio, and it was just purely off of my knowledge. And when I say knowledge, I'm speaking of education, just generally education. Not exactly necessarily music education. It was just general knowledge. I know what to do in order to get be there and there and there. But unfortunately, that's a business that's record companies do better. That's a vintage point for really record companies. They know how to do things better. And when it comes to radio, also, radio really chooses what they want. They don't. When we started the journey of music, we always, even before Teargas, we always thought that payola, 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 payola. But actually, as you move along, you actually get to understand that radio stations that you're always speaking about. So if your song doesn't really line up with the format, you shouldn't really take things personal. And you might get your break at some point. You just never know when. So that's why we just gotta keep just working and just pressing those buttons and using your knowledge also, acquire knowledge, so that maybe last where you go and get help.
What? Is that the reason you were inspired, like, to with your current album? I think I saw somewhere where you were saying you were selling it through my USB and stuff like that, versus like the Spotify or
No, I'm selling my
yeah.
music. I just recently dropped a single called Hey Future. So this is a new way that I'm sort of coming up with, because I just feel like doing things the same way doesn't really give results. But if you try and go there and change there and change there, you might find a better result. And I feel like I actually am changing the climate of my music, because I just feel like I can't speak for everybody, my guy. Speak for everybody, you might end up being looked at as an instigator of bad things and da 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 da. Just with the experience that I have gathered, if somebody learns from it, if somebody doesn't learn from it, it's the best. I just feel that we have to just be ourselves and do what pleases us. What I'm doing with my music, selling my music as digital copies, not really in competition with streaming companies. Because streaming companies aren't doing it for me. They might be doing it for other people, but they aren't doing it for me. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna take my music and scrap it off services yet. I can wake up tomorrow and send an email that I don't want my music on iTunes, on this and this, and Spotify, and this and this and this. I can put a battery onto my music shop, because my music shop really my music shop. I don't want many artists coming on there. Now I'm selling such and such artist songs, and now it's, you know, like I'm in competition with businesses out there, because the music business is really big, and it's got people that control it. I don't want to overstep any boundaries, you know.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, your website is Afrobiz, ne?
Yes.
Entertainment. I think I checked it. Oh, Afrobiz Entertainment. All right, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Amazing, amazing. Definitely, we're
It's
gonna
still,
check
you
it out,
know,
and then and I'll share it.
it's the website is still under construction. It's gonna be many years of people seeing that website there the way it is. Nobody's gonna touch it. It's not gonna move. It's not gonna go anywhere. We are just busy now, just, you know, it's just to make things a lot more easier. But I mean, once it gets back up, actually from the back end, you know, everything in the front is still okay, but from the back end, once everything is sorted, it literally takes about 5 minutes to get a copy of a song. And this is a song that you can put on your desktop. You can take your song and you can go and do whatever you want with the song. You know, there's not going to be a subscription issue that you didn't pay. No, you buy the song and it's yours. So
For sure, for sure, for sure. That's amazing, man. I think a lot of artists should actually take note of that. I mean, so because I mean, this streaming
yeah,
stuff, it's really difficult. You know what I'm saying? Because even I myself, as an artist manager, I have challenges with my artists. So yeah, I think I definitely learned a lot when I saw you do that. I was truly inspired. But then Ochi, with the album coming out, can you please let them know, are there any performances that you're gonna be doing, or any events that are gonna be upcoming?
it's actually in the pipeline. We would, you know, when I say we, I'm speaking of my, like, I've got a very small team at Afribase. We currently trying to pull some strings
Mhm.
because I need to be on stage. You know, I need to be on stage.
Mhm.
Stage is my home, and
Yeah,
when I speak of the stage, I
for
just
sure.
want people to see the new me on stage, because when I came out as a solo, it was just, you
Yeah.
know, like a whole lot of, like, you know, mismatch, mix match, doing this,
Mhm.
doing that, and rushing things and da 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 da.
Mhm. Mhm.
That it
Mhm.
needs to be sitting. So everything is proper right now. So if I'm on stage, you must know that it's gonna know I was on
Yeah,
stage.
so sure.
Everybody's gonna know I was on stage. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I can't wait for that. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. No, man, I'm looking forward to it, Khotmani. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, Khotmani, for giving us time to speak to you, and get to learn
Yeah.
a lot about you. But before Vaya, please, Kupuba Chile, where they can reach you. Social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
emails. Anyone wants
If
to
you
book you.
want to get in touch with me, you can simply go to my website at it's www.afribizentertainment.com. And at the very bottom of that first page, or all the pages, they've got all my social media
Mhm.
handles. If you scroll all the way down, you find my Instagram is
Mhm.
there, everything is there. So yeah.
Mhm. No, for sure, but man. Ochi,
I
man, I
actually
appreciate you
got,
so much.
sorry to interrupt you, but
Mm,
I actually
mm,
got to see,
mm,
your podcast, and I felt like, it's not a huge
yeah,
podcast, but it's a
mm,
podcast that
mm,
can, it's still got room to grow, and and then I felt,
yeah,
I have to give you guys a shot, and I have to honor your guys' invite and be here, and here am I.
mm. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, Uchi.
Ah, dog.
I can tell you na kimnati. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But no, there's more still that we'll
Side
discuss.
note, yeah, no,
Most
that's
I
for sure,
think,
my dog. Yeah, man.
then I'll let you know.
TV is still gonna grow.
Yeah,
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 let's
sure.
go.
Thank you, Khudman. I appreciate it. Much love. Mocha. Yeah, yeah. Guys, another session, another interview with the OG. Feet. Yeah, yeah. Things are happening here at Hip Hop Nation TV, man. Anyway, man, I just wanna give a shout out to everyone that was in. Sex, dog. Thanks for coming in. Tikwesh, Savelo, dog. Kulu, Peggy, Helele, Touch, Pitoma, Lizzy, Sputla, dog. Lungisi, Solomon, Tsepo, dog. Tlangabezi. Ngiyabonga mfethu, ngiyabonga. Ngiyabonga ngathi khona ungenayo nje. I think khona ungena. Mara ungawazi mfethu, ngizoyiseva le interview and then uzoyibona from the beginning. Because I see there are others that just came in now. So yeah, for sure, guys. Yo, man. I appreciate it, guys, for you guys rocking up and supporting us. You know what I'm saying? Caviar! See you, dog. Peace. I'm out, man.